Hey man, Danny Phantom, the truth, the light, everything moral, bro. Everything spiritual, dude. I don't want to spoil this one, but at the end of this one, I am the ghost. His parents are ghost hunters, and he is the ghost. The twist of this one is that he actually isn't a ghost, but suffers from schizophrenia. His parents don't love him, nor do they hunt ghosts. They are concerned about his behavior. You have to be what you are, bro. Even if you have the worst story in the world, you are you. Even if no one is listening, even if the world is horrible and nothing is of value, you are you. All the horror of the world is people trying to be something they are not. Like me. I started life as a retro video game reviewer. And I ended as someone reviewing shows he's never watched. I was too old. The plots were transparent. Something else. Something invisible. Something amorphous. Help me. I'm not going to tell you how I found the lost episode VHS. It's irrelevant. Danny Phantom's disheveled eyes are crying. You want your corn? It was Danny Phantom's dad, Dad Phantom. You're a fucking liar, son. His father, Father Phantom, kicked him out. Danny Phantom was homeless and a ghost. Danny Phantom thought he was invisible and thought he would sneak into the fridge and get some bacon. You know, we can see you, asshole. It was his father, disheveled as all hell, pointing a gun at his son. Touch my bacon and I'll send you back to the Stone Age. And I'm not talking about the Flintstones, motherfucker. He cocked the gun. Not anything related to penises, you sick fuck. It's an expression for pulling the hair trigger back, making the murder shot much easier. He was going to murder his son for stealing bacon. Danny Phantom put a pacifier in his mouth and began to lay in a crib and cry. He assumed the fetal position and cried tears of sadness, the warmest, most comfortable tears. You're not a ghost, son. His father pointed the gun, but I'm about to make you one. His son reached for the bacon, and his father shot him in the skull. It was disturbing. The animation clipped, and Danny Phantom was shown with a bullet wound in his head, blood pouring down. His father started having sex with an American flag as Danny Phantom lay there foaming at the mouth. I was an intern for Nickelodeon, obviously. That's who I've always been. You have to be what you are, his father chortled as the corpse of Danny Phantom was lowered into the soil. It was a funeral and no one was there, because nobody loved Danny Phantom. Not even his family. His father was there, though, urinating on his son's grave. Cops arrived and asked him what was going on. He informed them that he was merely watering the flowers and was issued a citation for gardening in a public space. His father pulled down his pants and began to take a shit on his son's grave. You want your fucking corn, bacon thief? Evidently, his father claimed that Danny Phantom was coming at him with a knife and actually stabbed himself in the chest to provide evidence. An officer approaches him again and asks him why he's shitting on his son's grave. He informs the man that it's custom fertilizer and the cops detain him. He insists that his son's a ghost, that once you write it, you can never unwrite it, and his son, Danny Phantom, is alive and well. The officers demand to know the consequences and circumstances of the bacon murder. And eventually his father confesses that Danny Phantom is in the room with them right now and that he's a ghost. Camera just shows nothing, nobody. Just his asshole father drinking an Ecto Cooler with some shitty Ghostbusters proton pack he purchased at Bed Bath & Beyond for $9.99 in the 1980s. His father goes to trial for the murder of his son, and the trial is like the next 15 minutes of the VHS tape. His father is naked in the courtroom. The bailiff grabs him, cuffs him, and drags him into the back room. He returns to the courtroom with a black eye, but he's still completely naked. The judge orders him to put some clothes on. Good idea. He opens up a fanny pack he wrapped around his nude body that contains the corpse of Danny Phantom, which he made into beef jerky. This is not a restrictive clause. It includes everyone. What? After a 2,000-hour trial and examinations and cross-examinations, the jury finds him not guilty. The lawyer showed various photos of Danny Phantom enjoying bacon, stealing bacon, demanding his father give him bacon until his father had just fucking had enough. This resulted in a hung jury, and that's not what you think it means. So at this point, you might be able to guess what it means. Or maybe not. The jury had killed itself. Go watch your Danny Phantom in hell, you piece of shit! It was the judge who sentenced Father Phantom to the death penalty. He was subsequently held in a maximum security prison until he received lethal injection in his testicles and died an extremely painful death, where it turns out Danny Phantom was a ghost. Not really, though. You just see his father squirming, crying, as the judge demanded lethal injection, and Father Phantom was sentenced to death. For his last meal, he requested... Drum roll, please. Bacon. He insisted his son was a ghost, but that didn't excuse anything. There are no ghosts. Nobody dies. There is no beginning and no end. Trust me, I'm a Scientologist. His wife was crying in the viewing chamber as his father is injected with a lethal mix of pentobarbital and mondo fruit squeezers. He is naked for some reason. Ghosts don't exist. It's in your mind. Nothing's ever existed. Everything is in your mind. If you turn your eyes too far to the left, the entire sensory experience will cease to exist and you are dead. Not a ghost, though. During his father's funeral, various people attended. Various school bullies who hated Danny Phantom. Even Dale and John Redcorn were there, for pretending he was a ghost to hide the fact that his brother beat the shit out of him and murdered him over bacon. He was given a standing ovation by the football club, a club dedicated to football. The Pigskin, a family pastime of kicking, running, and demanding field goals. I thought I saw a ghost in the background in the last 30 seconds. A ghost, Danny Phantom? No, it was just some discarded dish rags and a pile of shitty newspapers. The newspaper says, fake paranormal father kills son for pretending he's a ghost and stealing bacon. What was most disturbing, what scared me the most, was the name of the newspaper and the accompanying image. The date was 9/11/2001, and the image was of your parents having sex.